Welcome to episode 10. Yes, we've made it to double digits somehow without falling apart. But yes, welcome to episode 10 of the Accidental Sportswashing podcast. I'm here with my boys Ryan and my boy Josh. Well,
So
we made it to 10. I mean, Ryan, I know you just came on not too long ago, but still a huge part of the journey.
yeah, of course, of course.
But yeah, like always, nothing really to start off. Nothing too crazy has happened, thankfully. So we're just gonna jump right into it. So, NFL Week 9 was one of the best weeks we've had in a while. A lot of the games were competitive and close, and not in a really boring way. Besides Thursday Night Football, which we're gonna talk about first.
But like
We,
Thursday night football's cursed.
I mean, but it was also like Philly versus Houston. I don't get
Yeah,
how they did like they didn't even do bad last year, and they still play such an easy schedule. Like what the
yeah.
fuck? But
I felt like last year they had a light schedule too, so I don't really know how this
exactly.
happened.
I think it's just luck and whatever it happens. But yeah, Philly played. They balled the fuck out. Houston surprise. I'm surprised they were able to put up 17. So props to them. But yeah, the game like a 29-17 is exactly how it should have gone. But shout out Damian Pierce. He
Uh,
put up
yeah.
139. So
He put up 139 yards
yeah,
without like any receiving or like whatever or touchdowns, just like pure yards. That's insane.
I mean it's nothing much to say about that game. But moving
Yeah.
on. And then we had the Chargers barely edging out Atlanta, 20 to 17. A really solid game. Well, not a solid game for Atlanta. They could have obviously played better, but the Chargers, I feel like this is a great win for them against a half decent Atlanta squad, going in there bruised and battered, literally at on both sides of the ball.
Justin Herbert played really, really good despite the stat line saying otherwise.
Yeah,
Like he had like two really big drives at the end of the game. Like there was that like double fumble. Is that
yeah,
what you call it?
yeah. I guess.
Yeah, and for this game, like I know that you can say like some people may claim that this is an ugly win, but for the Chargers, they just need to get to the playoffs because I know that this is a talented team and they just need to get a ticket to the postseason.
Yeah.
Because if they can get healthy, get play at the level they're supposed to play at towards the end of the year, they're going to be a pretty dangerous team in the postseason. And it's really the Bills, which we'll get to later with Allen's stuff,
Exactly.
and the Chiefs.
And also, I just want to say though, for the Chargers, it always sucks because you're always looking at next year for the Chargers. Because even if they do make the playoffs, they're not going to have that same cohesion every other team does for the most part. So you have to look towards next year, like, oh, next year everybody's hopefully healthy, and we should make the playoffs. But then you're as a Chargers fan, it seems like you're always looking towards the future. You can never really look at the present, even when the talent's on your roster. It's in some form or fashion unavailable. But yeah, moving on to the next game. Another great game between the Bears and the Dolphins. I think it was 35-32 Dolphins. Yeah. And I love Tua. Tua's really continuing, getting back from that injury, the scary injury, playing great. Wide receivers are playing how they should. And but I love it more for Justin Fields, even though the defense has taken a step back for the Bears. Justin Fields is really showing a lot of progression over the season and a lot of slander. And he's looking like the best quarterback of his class right now.
Yeah, he's looking really good. He's just like getting better as like the games are progressing. He's like understanding what's going on and everything. But yeah. And also, I think most Bears fans will tell you they'd rather take a loss because of their defense than because of Justin Fields. If we're looking towards the future, Justin Fields being good matters more than their defense this particular season being good.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Exactly. But yeah,
Also, I do want to say, so like there's a stat called NEA for football quarterbacks, and as of now, Tua has a 9.28 NEA,
is
which
that out of 10?
I think only two players in NFL history have a 9 or higher in that stat, which is Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers. So that's kind
Holy
of crazy.
fucking shit. Well, that
It's
is.
probably not sustainable, but it's like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, no, that's actually fucking insane. But then the next game up, we had a surprisingly decent game, between the Jets and Buffalo with a huge upset from the Jets. I mean, just wow, like
Sauce Gardner is that guy.
the sauce is
He's
him.
insane. Like
And if you're Josh, you have to put this up. But when did you see that out of bounds catch he made? What's his name? Garrett Wilson made.
yeah,
Red zone. Yo, That was fucking insane. I don't care that he's out of bounds. Fucking insane. But yeah, the
I
Jets are
got like the Jets have 3 good-ass rookies this season is kind of unfair. Like I'm jealous as fuck for that.
exactly. But like, yeah, the Jets are valid. They're stamped, and I wouldn't be surprised to make them make a deep playoff run. They're fucking. They're fucking. I like. It's really exciting to, even though I have shown on them in the past on the podcast. It's really exciting to have the Jets, just vibrant and like they're always so dead, in my opinion. So like,
They haven't been like a team anyone cared about for like the last 10 years.
Exactly.
Like the last time they had fucking Mark Sanchez.
Exactly.
They also have like fun players to root for, like Sauce Gardner,
Exactly.
Garrett Wilson. These are fun players to root for.
Yeah.
Like, or I feel like that's a good thing to have. I feel like when you have a team that I don't root for and they have fun players, I want to root for them.
Exactly.
Zach Wilson. I don't really love Zach Wilson, but he's a MILF hunter, so at least it's funny.
Well, no, I mean the fact
you know.
that he's a Mormon kind of cancels it out. So
Yeah, he's mad. I'm mad on him. But for like Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, you have Michael Carter. Like these are players I like. Denzel Mims. I actually like these players. I can actually like them. These are.
Yeah.
And then Josh Allen. I mean, what happened?
No, but also, yeah, I was about to say Josh Allen. He probably was playing through the injury, but that's scary for the Bills because who's even their backup quarterback right now?
Joe Flacco?
Case Keenum. Nah, it's Case Keenum, my boy. As a former Browns fan, I am a big Case Keenum fan.
I mean,
what a fucking guy, man. The dude.
Yeah, okay.
Case
so they
Keenum.
won't be horrible, but I definitely a step back. But yeah. So now we get to the shitty games of the schedule. You had Green Bay falling to Detroit 15-9. First of all, what a fucking score. In honor of Miles, I know he'd love this. I know he'd love this game. But Aaron Rodgers is fucking cooked.
He had some bad. I don't know. There's one really bad interception.
Yeah, he had three and two of them.
And he had like 2 end zone.
Yeah, multiple red zone interceptions is absolutely inexcusable.
I think he was trying to get David Bakhtiari on one of the fucking
I'm pretty sure he was.
And I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking when I say, like, I think everyone in this call, in this podcast right now could have made that throw. Like, that was horrible. Like, that is so bad. Like, I'm sorry. That's terrible.
He was
that was a horrible
throw as well.
Yeah, you have to overthrow that ball if you're going to throw it, right? You can't underthrow that ball. By no means necessary can you underthrow that ball. Anyone who has I don't consider myself a football expert, someone who like can break down film or anything. But I think anyone with a brain knows you have to overthrow that ball, and somehow Aaron Rodgers happened to underthrow that ball. It's Aaron fucking Rodgers. This isn't backup quarterback. This is a guy who stirs up shit constantly. Throws hissy fits for contract extensions. Like, you don't do all that stuff and have the allure of an elite quarterback and have your reputation and go out and do that.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's such a depressing situation for Green Bay fans. Like the stuff that's like Tom Grossi.
I actually feel bad for Tom Grossi. I really like him. He's a good person.
Yeah.
But I don't feel bad for the rest of the fan base though. Like I'm sorry. Like I just I have a hard time feeling bad in general for the Packers. I'm kind of enjoying their downfall a little bit, though. There are some that I like, but for the most part,
Yeah.
Fair enough. But then moving on, you had another real shit over game. New England absolutely fucking steamrolling Sam Ellinger and getting Frank Reich unrightly fired.
Unrightly or rightly?
I mean, that's not a word. Unjustly, I guess.
Okay.
But that Colts team won way too many games that it shouldn't have. He was not the reason for that. They just gave him a shitty roster every fucking time. And this man, Jim Irsay, by appointing Jeff Saturday, he's just saying, fuck it. Like, he's the biggest troll I've seen in a while as an owner.
Like, they hired a guy, like, they had so many, like, potentially good candidates, and they hired a guy that had limited experience as a coach. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen there. But, yeah, Sam Ellinger wasn't good. Like, I think he had a miserable time against that Patriots defense. Like,
I mean, yeah, Bill Belichick is actually a dickhead, and especially against a rookie quarterback. We know Sam Ellinger is really not that good, but he also was playing against Bill Belichick, so.
Yeah, it's.
I just don't really know I just don't really know what, like, as you mentioned, like, what exactly does firing, whatchamacallit, what does firing Frank Reich fix about
First,
it?
that's all.
Hiring
Time out.
Jeff
That's just a crazy ass name though for Frank Reich. Like that's a crazy ass name. But continue, Ryan.
Nah, that there is like I'm also bad at pronunciation, so there's that too. I just want to clarify. I'm horrible at
I don't know how to pronounce that shit.
Right.
But like, how can you like you can't as an organization, like, even if you're trying to tank, what does Jeff Saturday do for you? Like, he's gonna set your organization back, like, because you're not gonna fire him after the season. He's gonna get a chance with a rookie quarterback to fucking ruin that kid. He's like, and it also, like, I can't. I'm just frustrated on the sense that, like, Jeff Saturday, like, if he was not, you know, a white dude, I know he's not getting that job.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it fucking pisses me off. That dude,
He's a
like, he has no weapon.
He's a fat Joe Judge with less coaching experience.
He was not even a great high school coach. Didn't he go like 20-17 in his high school coaching career? Like, come on, man. Like,
know this shit.
Like, come on, dude. Like, that's his. Like, I think he had his last year of high school coaching. He went under 500. Like, come on, dude. Like, are you fucking serious? You think this guy who can't beat high school, he can't figure out high school fucking defenses and high school offenses is gonna come into the NFL and he's gonna fucking stare down a guy like Patrick Mahomes and be like, "Yep, I've solved him. Yep, he's gonna do a great job." Like, come on, like,
literally before today,
like,
before today they did not have anybody who had any experience calling plays. That was the biggest gripe for me. You hire a nigga on what, Tuesday, and you have a game on Sunday, but you have nobody that's called plays before. What the actual fuck?
They're a disaster.
Yeah, it's like the Broncos. The Broncos did like the exact same thing.
But I can at least say that they have someone at head coach who's like, he's been around. Like, I can say he's coached at levels I can respect. Exactly. Not saying he should have been hired, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can give me like you can at least give me a terrible explanation for him. You can't even give me a terrible explanation for Jeff Saturday. There's not even a horrible explanation out there. It's so bad.
Coacher. But enough time. We spent way too much time on that. We barely even talked about the fucking game. But moving on, then you had Cincinnati over Carolina, 42-21. Cincinnati continues to be bipolar, and PJ Walker, who I bet the passing yards over on of 150, had 9 fucking passing yards.
That's tough.
9.
Of course, Baker Mayfield had 2 touchdowns and 20 passes against the Bengals. He just fucking loves the Bengals, dude. Like,
and
I don't know what it is about
being
Baker
a
Mayfield.
He also loves being a fucking white supremacist, taking over PJ Walker. He loves seeing the downfall of black men.
Holy shit! Wait, I thought you were kidding. No, he actually threw for 9 yards. I thought you were like exaggerating.
No, I was watching the game. Like, I was watching on my phone through the betting app. I'm like, okay, he's gonna get more than 9 yards. And then I just get the notification from like, it was like Adam Schefter. He's been taken off at halftime, and I'm like, I was so pissed. I was like,
he had a passer rating of 0.0. I didn't even know that was possible.
I know, I've seen that before.
I've never seen someone average under a yard per throw though, or like 2.6 QBR. Like, that's just
just outrageous. But
there has to be a level of racism that the Bengals defense opened up for Baker.
Yeah, Mayfield. I really got fucked over because on this bet I could have won 150. Josh Allen went under 285 and he went under 195. So I got screwed. But enough about my betting struggles and the Bengals and the Panthers. Jesus Christ. Then you had Washington finally losing a fucking game, and I'm obligated to say this.
You like that? You like that?
In honor of Drip Lord Kirk Cousins, we're putting that video on here, Josh. I'm letting you know that video is going up. But yeah, Kirk Cousins he pisses me off, and I love him so much at the same time. It's funny.
I think he's like the most polarizing quarterback in the league right now. Maybe like some people think he's like super good, like top 10, very solidly top 10, and others think he's like a complete bum.
I think it's a very weird spot where sometimes he plays amazingly and sometimes he's just very, very extremely mediocre. So but I definitely, for this season, because the quarterback play is so shitty, I definitely have him top 10.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is like he statistically, like if you just look at stats, he's amazing. And then you throw him in any high leverage situation, and it feels like you don't know. Like it feels like he just takes a massive step back. He's like the best bad or the worst great quarterback. I don't even know what to define him as. He's such a weird dude.
Yeah. I mean, but Jay Jettis is also very Himothy.
Oh, I love Jefferson so much. I love him so much.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Then you had another epic collapse that made Blake Martinez retire again. Las Vegas falling to Jacksonville, 27-20. This is karma for Vegas moving to Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, this is karma. Like fuck them. They should have stayed in Oakland.
The team is like unbelievable. Like.
Yeah, it's just how do you...
I can't even put to words, man.
Like, it's like being a Mets fan or like a Knicks or a New York sports fan. Like, you just find new ways to fail and disappoint the fan base. Like, and it's just out fucking outrageous. Like, at least the Texans are like a sneakily shit, but nobody really cares. But Vegas should be good, and it's just fucking outrageous. What were you saying, Ryan? I think I cut you off.
So, I don't know. Okay, so, like, a few days ago, I was, like, scrolling through Twitter, and there was this thing on, like, there's, like, this rumor that popped up that, like, a few Raiders players were, like, committing, like, a crime or some shit, and, like, apparently it was fake. But, like, the fact that I was like, not surprised by it probably says a lot about the organization.
Yeah. But, Ryan, I think I cut you off before. What were you saying?
No, you're good. I was just going to say, like, I don't like. I just fucking hate the Raiders. Like they're just losers. I'm sorry. Like I can't. Like
they're
losers, man.
They're like the twins of the. Not even.
They're like what are they?
I don't know. They're just fucking losers. Cause like there's no team you can really compare them to where they should be good. To the Timberwolves. They're the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves.
Yeah,
oh, that's actually a really good one.
Yeah.
Really
well,
good
I will say, like, the Raiders have a history of being great. So, like, they went from, like, a historically, like, if you go 30 years ago and you ask an NFL fan, like, name, like, some of the greatest sports franchises in the NFL, the Raiders are one of those teams. And they're a fucking joke. Like, they just, like, I can't take these dudes seriously. I can't. Like, no, I don't want to. Derek Carr didn't play terrible, but you know what? What exactly are you doing in the second half, man? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, you get, like, what are we doing? The coaching staff. Why the fuck did McDaniels ever get a job? I rant about this last episode, but I just don't understand this team.
Yeah, but moving on from we didn't even talk about the Jaguars. Good job.
Trevor Lawrence is doing decent.
And Antiant was good. At least Devontae Adams showed up. At least he showed up. But moving on, the Seahawks completely shat in my face by saying they'd have to take a step back this week. Geno dropped 275, Kenneth Walker dropped 109, and Noah Fant, my fantasy waiver wire pickup, dropped 96 on the Cardinals' head. And a lot of Cardinals players are getting fed up with Kyler at this point, it seems like. So it's just a clusterfuck down there in Arizona, and Seattle's looking more and more like dangerous contenders and out the NFC every fucking week.
I don't know if it's like necessarily all of Kyler's fault. I mean, he definitely is part of the problem. Like, he can't see the middle of the field. I mean, of course, there are the memes about his work ethic and playing Call of Duty and shit. But once again, Cliff Kingsbury just gets outcoached every single game. And like, at one point, does like Arizona realize, okay, this dude is not good. Like, if we're gonna give our $200 million quarterback a chance, maybe we should probably give him a good coach.
Like, the Cardinals are just a mess, man. Like, they're just a mess. They are eternally going to be a mess. And Geno Smith's going on a fuck you tour, and I love it.
Yes,
The Geno Smith fuck you tour is continuing to be successful.
Black boy joy. But yeah, fuck yeah, Seahawks. I'm happy for you guys. But moving on now, you had a very shitty game as we expected. Tampa Bay over LA. Okay. Brady somehow had 280 passing yards. But yeah, this game was just really depressing and sad. And the defense, the thing is that sucked. They managed to score 39 points, but both defenses were playing so fucking sloppy. It was like, this was a horrible shit. This was a Thursday night game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have words to like describe how shit this game was. I mean, I think it's kind of expected at this point that both teams wouldn't play good because like not only are like their offenses really shit, but I mean for like the Rams, I think their defense has kind of regressed a bit, and for the Bucks, same as apply. They have been doing some questionable shit, and it just led to this clusterfuck of the game where it's like it's punt after punt after punt after punt, and it's like, okay,
Tom Brady took 58 fucking pass attempts.
Wait, oh
Just to be
yes,
clear,
that's
Tom
why.
Brady
Yeah,
threw the
that's
ball
why. Okay,
58
45,
that
and
makes
he's
sense.
passing the ball 58
That's
times.
why he has
And-
280. Yeah, that's absolutely the fuck. Yeah, I think he had the
Like-
most passing attempts. That's like the second most passing attempts in NFL history, and he only got 280. That's just yeah.
This is just like
They're this is the best year ever to be a non-bandwagon fan. Aaron Rodgers is cooked, Tom Brady is cooked, and LeBron is like halfway cooked. He's not like full well done cooked, but he's like medium rare.
It's like our childhood as sports fans are dying.
Fucking
in front of
crumbling,
us.
and I fucking
Those
love
are
it. Fucking love it.
it's
Fuck,
crumbling.
Fuck these old niggas. Then moving on to Sunday night, you had a really interesting game, a low-scoring game, but Kansas City versus Tennessee. Kansas City pulled it out at the end, but I loved what I didn't love, but I really did like enjoy what I saw from Malik Willis. He didn't have that many throws. He was throwing to absolute shitters, but the throws he was making, he was getting the ball to the spots he needed to be, and he was moving around the pocket. I'm really excited for the future. He didn't even he had nobody on offense. So many dropped passes, and I'm really excited for what he does for the future.
I don't think any of the Titans receivers caught a reception, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
like none of them did. Oh my.
Oh my god.
What?
13
Oh.
targets, 5 receptions for their receiving. How the fuck does that happen?
And there were
No, but
a lot
like
of them were good
all
throws
5
too.
of them came from tight ends.
I know,
It's
but like
crazy.
how does that happen? Like as just as a team.
But
like-
look at that
my
roster
God.
though. That
Yeah, I
roster
mean,
is so bad.
Mike. Every year, I think Mike Vrabel does. Mike Vrabel and Derrick Henry deserve about like 95% of the credit towards everything they do, because Mike Vrabel is a great coach, and he's gonna be a great coach for a long time, because nobody else is doing with this team. Like holy shit. But yeah, fucking Mahomes put up 446 passing yards. That's absolutely insane. Derrick Henry 115. Fucking love that. But yeah, moving on to Monday night, you had Baltimore over the Saints. I fucking loved it. You know, Lamar really showed out. He was him, and he dominated that game. The Saints failed with the red rifle under the helm. So, pretty much what you expected, but it's good to actually see it with the Ravens.
Also, Chris Olave, like, fuck, he's so good. He's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have much to say. I think the Ravens running game looks much better now. Like Kenny and Drake he had what 93 yards I think, and it
Yeah,
was
Kenny Drake had 93.
and 16 yards receiving, so that's like 100ish yards total.
Yeah.
And Lamar had 82 yards running on zone
Dogging
and
him.
133 passing yards.
Dogging him.
Yeah, I
Like-
just want to clarify, like, to everyone who continuously tries to, make it seem like Lamar Jackson can't be a franchise or like a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Listen,
I really
Ryan.
hope he gets one.
Ryan,
Just so that
don't
people
even
can
say
care
that,
about that.
because these motherfuckers. If you don't think he is, you're just racist at this point.
Yeah, I think there's still people who question a lot about Lamar Jackson. I hope he gets at least 2 Super Bowls so we can put that to bed, because I look at Lamar Jackson. You mentioned the running game gets better. Take away Lamar Jackson from that running game and see what happens to their running backs.
Yeah, that running game.
Like
Dog
take
shit
Lamar
militia.
Jackson
Dog
away from the
shit
Baltimore
militia.
Ravens. Like people are acting like the Ravens are they're just like they're like, I think the Ravens are a good organization, but if we're gonna sit back and say because they're a good organization that means if they don't sign Lamar that's a good move, no, that's not how that works. Lamar's a great quarterback. Lamar's phenomenal. Lamar is an
think
entire running
He's
game.
playing as a top 5 quarterback right now. So.
No, top three.
Yeah.
Top three.
This is a year where quarterback, passing has been down. I know that 2 high safety defenses have been used a lot more, and it's been torching or kind of ruining a lot of quarterbacks. But Lamar's, putting up great touchdown percentage numbers, not getting picked off too much, and is one of the best rushers at the quarterback position, if not the best we'll ever see. So I don't really see a reason for people to keep doubting him. We're in year 5 of his career, and he's on a Hall of Fame trajectory, statistically at least.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you said it perfectly. But moving on. So now it's time to make some of our predictions. But before we move on, I just one last hurrah for Jim Irsay for really showing what a troll can do in the NFL. Really showing us that anything is possible. You can cut out that out if you want. I was just trying to say something because that shit wasn't loading.
No, but like dead ass though, it's crazy what happened. Like he actually has CTE as an owner. Like that's incredible. That's genuinely incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's just like fucking brain rot.
Dude, it's actually insane. His brain is fucking mush.
Now moving into predictions, quick fire as we always should, and as we always say we will, but we never do. Let's jump right into it. Thursday night recording tonight. Atlanta at Carolina. Give me Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm going to Atlanta.
Yup, roll Atlanta.
Fuck you. Seattle at Tampa. Give me Seattle. I want to see a 42.
Yeah, it has to be Seattle at this point.
Gino is crushing Tom Brady.
I mean, wait. But listen.
Smith would outplay Tom Brady.
They are in Germany, and Tom Brady. I feel he feels closest to his roots, if you get what I'm saying. Nazi. And isn't Giselle German too? Because her last name's like Bunchen or something like that.
Let me check.
Yeah, because we might see a Tom Brady legacy game.
No, she's Brazilian, I believe. Yeah, it says Brazilian.
Well, wait, but her last name. So she's like Yo. Yeah. Yeah, he's going. Do you see what her last name is?
Bunchen?
Yes. Does that sound Brazilian at all?
No, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying with the last name.
Yeah, Tom Brady. Fuck it. I'm going Tampa. Tom Brady legacy game. After that, you have Minnesota at Buffalo. You have Minnesota at Buffalo. Give me Minnesota. I like both of these teams, but especially if Josh Allen has no fucking UCL. Give me Icy Kirk.
I think Josh Allen should be fine even with the elbow injury. So, I don't know. Josh Allen's a bit of a weird one because like sometimes he has those really bad games. But I think I trust the Bills enough for me to be like, yeah, I'll probably pick them over the Vikings.
I just worry that they're not going to play Josh Allen. That's really it. Like he might be hurt to the point where they can't play him. I don't know if there's
that bad.
Reports.
Wait, he missed the practice today.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's a UCL injury. Like, we're talking, like, that could be really bad. I mean, I'm just going based off of what I know with baseball, but if your UCL's fucked, like,
well, the fact that he's not a pitcher, so I don't think it's to the same extent. It's probably like a sprain or something, but you still don't want to mess with that.
Yeah. And again, I mean, he was still making, like, monster throws. Like, that incompletion, I know it was an incompletion, but that was a fucking ridiculous throw.
That was like 70 yards.
Yeah, I'm still taking the Vikings though.
Yeah, but moving on, then you have Detroit at Chicago. Give me Chicago. I need a Chicago win here. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I think with this at this point with how the offense is doing, I think Chicago is the way to go. And Detroit's not a good defense as well, so Justin Fields could still cook.
Yeah, both defenses aren't great, and I think Fields is a better quarterback than Jared Goff, so that's kind of where I'm siding with them.
Yeah.
Up next, then you have Denver down to Nashville, Tennessee to face the Titans. Give me Derrick Henry absolutely pulling out his monster cock and prolapsing. Can you hack it?
Russell Wilson's playing, right? Russell Wilson did really good against Jacksonville.
I mean, but at the same time, I don't trust their defense. I don't. So.
Yeah, I got that.
And also,
you know what? I'm just gonna fuck around and say the fucking Broncos.
I mean, because Vrabel's a top 3 coach and Hackett's probably a bottom 6, 7 coach. So I feel like the coaching also plays a big part. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Titans. I think, as you mentioned, better coach team. I think Russell Wilson could always go off and just kind of take over, but I'm gonna go with the better coach team here.
All right.
Yeah, I can see that.
I spent too much time making jokes, so we're gonna have to run through these the second half of the schedule. KC, Jacksonville, Kansas City.
Yeah, it's
Jacksonville,
pretty
yeah.
clear cut.
Not Jacksonville, KC. What the fuck? KC, yeah.
Christ.
Trevor
Cleveland,
Lawrence going
Miami.
for 500 yards.
Jesus Christ. Cleveland, Miami. Give me Miami, but Cleveland's gonna make it close.
I'm going
Yeah, I
Miami.
see that. I have Jacoby Brissett on my fantasy team, so I kind of need that.
Praying for you. Next up, my fantasy quarterback in my team, Daniel Jones of the New York Giants versus Houston Texans at home. Give me the Giants.
Yeah, it's the Giants.
Yeah.
Bro, Saquon against that team's gonna go insane.
Barbecue chicken.
He's gonna cook them.
Steelers, New Orleans. Jesus Christ, this is absolutely horrible. But give me the Steelers.
That's hard.
I think New Orleans is bad, but I'll take them over Pittsburgh.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll probably stand by that also.
If it's a shootout though, if one of these two teams are to go off offensively, I'll pick Pittsburgh. Maybe I think Pickett has higher upside than Dalton, obviously.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like the floor is Dalton, or the median outcome.
Then you
is
have
Dalton.
the coaching battle of the century, Jeff Saturday versus what I completely blanked on his name right now.
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels, yes. Coaching matchup of the fucking century. I'm not choosing this game. No. I refuse to.
Watch this be a tie. This is gonna be a tie.
I have dignity. Fuck this game. Fuck this game.
It's gonna be a tie.
What about you, Josh?
Um,
Ryan.
I hope both of these organizations sink into a fucking ocean. So that's my pick.
Wise words from wise man. Dallas at Green Bay. Give me Dallas. Black over white. Dak fucking dry humping Aaron Rodgers' family.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers gonna take some more psychedelics after this game because Micah Parsons gonna kill this
I
dude.
hope he choked on his fucking bunions. Cardinals at LA. Cardinals, I guess. But like I wouldn't be set.
I think
Because neither team
know.
inspires me, but the fact that the Rams just lost to the Bucks in that fashion, and plus Stafford's not even going to be playing, even though he's been hurt. So give me the
Wait,
Cardinals.
he's not playing?
I don't believe so.
I
Or
think
he might.
I'm still gonna go with the Rams just because Sean McVay will outcoach Cliff Kingsbury.
Couldn't outcoach Todd Bowles, but it is what it is. Well, what do you think, Ryan?
I think I'm going to go with Arizona here. I think Kyler Murray kind of has a bounce back game for him that he sorely needs. And the Cardinals kind of put their season back on track, but they give themselves a little bit of life.
Exactly. And then to finish up the slate, Sunday night, San Fran, LA, give me San Fran. It's going to be bad.
I think it's going to be the 49ers. They're just more well-rounded, and I feel like that defense is going to give Herbert some problems.
And then Monday night, close out the schedule, you have Washington, Philly. Philly.
Yeah, it's Philly. Let's be for real.
Yeah.
When are they going to lose? Are they ever going to lose
I feel
at
like
this point?
they might lose against some teams with a really good rushing offense. So I say maybe versus us, and I have to look at their schedule.
I think one of the Dallas games will be their undoing. I think that kind of has to be. I think it'd be hard for me to imagine them sweeping Dallas. You know what I mean? Even though I'm not saying Dallas is an elite team, I have too much respect for Dallas as Dak. That team is Dak. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I see that. I think they're gonna end up 15-2 by the end of the season.
Yeah. I think they'll lose a game before
another game they might lose. All right, so the games I could possibly see them losing. There's actually a really interesting stretch. They have Titans, Giants, Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants. I think worst case scenario, they lose 4 of those games. They lose against the Titans, the Giants, Bears. Even though their Bears defense is bad, Eagles defense has been a little shaky. So Justin Fields, if he pops off. And then we just talked about the Cowboys. And then the Eagles. And us again. So we'll see. But I think they do pretty well during that stretch regardless.
At worst, they might lose 3 games at the very, very worst, I feel
Exactly.
Yeah, I think they've gotten off to too good of a start. This is not the Steelers situation where they got off to that crazy start. This is actually a legitimately good team. Jalen Hurts is a much better quarterback than Ben was at that point, and it's a better roster. So I think they'll lose eventually, but I don't think it's going to be them sliding off of a cliff. I think it's going to be more
the fact that the Steelers went 11-0 just not feel real to me. That does not
Yeah.
feel real.
Yeah, that team was
Wow.
not good.
We are running on 10 minutes of this, so let's move the fuck on. Heading straight into NBA. I don't think like I was saying before, and I made a tweet about it. It was probably not correctly, almost true, but LeBron is kind of washed, and I feel like him, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady are all the same kind of wash, where they've all taken a step back, but their teams have also taken a step back, so they're like both getting.
So it
fucked up.
looks worse than it actually is.
Exactly, but I do feel like Rodgers.
Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like Rodgers is also the most washed out of all of them, though. Like Rodgers is
I
definitely
can
the most
see that.
washed. So.
I think for LeBron, well, he's just not a good defender anymore. He has the size and everything, but like he doesn't have like the same effort or the ability to just move around that he used to. He also just can't shoot anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm saying anymore because he was actually kind of decent at one point, and now he just
Shitter.
yeah. I mean, that whole team can't shoot.
It's pretty sad.
I mean, I can at least point to the idea that, hey, he's played 10 games. So I can at least say that with LeBron. And for Brady, you can say, the whole, his receivers have been dropping a lot of passes. Rodgers, I agree, though, is like the one where he's been, like,
And
this is
it's
a large sample.
inexcusably washed.
Right. Yeah, like LeBron could, like, I'm not saying LeBron's going to ever return to what he was before, but LeBron could go on a stretch, play, 30 very good games of basketball, and the numbers are going to even themselves out. And he'll end up with not a great shooting percentage from three, but he'll end up with, like, good numbers. And you'll be like, all right, maybe that was just a slump. Maybe he got off to a slow start, and, that's what it is. And, the better team, whatever it may be, he'll bounce back. And same thing for Brady, maybe the better receivers, whatever it may be. But for Rodgers, he's just playing bad football. But I feel bad for LeBron just because I actually liked LeBron growing up a lot. I have a Cavs jersey of LeBron's. I was a big LeBron guy. So this kind of hurts a little bit on my end. I was a massive cock rider for LeBron James. Like when he won his title against the Spurs, I was like on a table in my Cavs jersey, and there's like a video of me just going nuts. I was such a big cock rider for LeBron. It was crazy. Don't even know why.
Bro. Okay, this is kind of unrelated. I don't know, it's kind of related, but the stat Raptor that 538 has?
Yes. Fuck Raptor.
So, according to Raptor, LeBron has a negative 1.3 total plus minus.
Jesus fuck.
And he's never had like last season was a plus 4.7. Yeah, so it's not looking good for him. Let's just say that.
That's depressing.
But yeah, moving on then. It really sucks with the Clippers because Paul George. Would you guys say? I would say so far in this young season, I would say he is top. He's a top 10 so far this season, maybe even top 7. He's having one of the best seasons of his career, but it just sucks to see Kawhi missing so many games, and you never really know if he's gonna get back to that because Joe
Kawhi
fucking
has,
Ingles,
arthritis.
slow ass bitch ass unathletic cracker, Joe Ingles. Fuck that nigga. Fuck Joe Ingles. We are an anti-Joe Ingles podcast.
Oh my god. Okay. I think Kawhi just has arthritis at this point.
And it's really a shame to see because having two spread out insane playoff runs from in 2 different stages of career and winning 2 finals and getting finals MVP in both of them is fucking insane. And we were just robbed of such a great player. And it's really frustrating to see.
One thing I realize is that when it comes to Paul George's career, like there was a point in time, not like like about a year or year and a half ago, 2 years ago, where if you were to say like as an NBA fan, I want my team to trade for Paul George, everyone would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you want your team to do that? And it's unfortunate that Paul George kind of like secretly has become the best player on the Clippers with Kawhi getting hurt and has done an admirable job being a number one. And he's never really going to get the opportunity to shake off the choker label because he's never really going to have a competitive enough roster if Kawhi isn't healthy to have a fair shot,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he's just a great player. I think the issue is that like he isn't a good he isn't good at getting to the basket, at least before as he was before, that leg injury. You know the leg injury, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The one where I don't want to talk about. So, but he's still a great player, and I think he would, and he's theoretically the perfect guy next to Kawhi, like a guy that could do off-ball stuff, could handle the ball.
That is an amazing duo. I think that would be the top 3 NBA duo of all time.
If they were healthy, yeah, but
exactly.
they're Kawhi is just not healthy.
So fucking.
Yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, nothing much else to say there. It just really sucks. But I also let's talk about like some coaches on the hot seat. One of them I really have to just didn't talk about my team, unfortunately, the Knicks, man. Tom, like
Thibodeau.
it's like we'll have one great game sandwiched by two horrible games. Like what the fuck is even going on? Tom Thibodeau has to go at this point. I don't care. He's just putting these young guys in the lineup just to save his job at this point. And I love that they're balling out, but then it's just like the loss last night versus Brooklyn, or I forgot which team we played, but it was another horrible loss. And like, it's fucking inexcusable to be losing like this and just be getting out hustled. So I just don't understand. And Julius Randle, I think he had a 68 true shooting last night, and he was still by far the least valuable player on the court, bringing the team back. And
he's like Adrian Dantley.
yes, like Julius had a good 3-4 games started off the season, and then he's returned back to last year's Julius. Just yes, he's a decent shooter, but then he's not hustling. He's just not giving the effort. Where Obi does the same fucking thing. Now we see Obi can fucking shoot. He hustles. He has energy. You put energy into the team.
He has so much his motor is insane. Like he just runs around from what I've seen.
Even if he had an average motor, it would be so much better than Julius's because at least he's giving fucking effort. That's the biggest thing. Your star player and your coach doesn't feel like they're putting the effort into it, and that's not. And Brunson wasn't brought in to be a superstar. He was brought in to be a good point guard, and that's what he's been doing. Besides a couple games with some high turnovers, but in that point, your star Julius has to step the fuck up, bring that energy back to the team, and just ball out. And thankfully, most of the guys besides that, like RJ, besides the first game, his efficiency has been pretty good. I think his field goal percentage is up 10 knocks since last year. So besides that, everybody's been good. But then when the leaders of your team are so lackadaisical and shitty, this is what happens.
So okay, I'm gonna talk about the Timberwolves because
yes,
this team's been pissing me the fuck off.
I'm sorry. Before we move on, Ryan, do you have any? Because I know you're unfortunately also a Knicks fan.
I just wanted to clarify, like what you mentioned with Randall, Toppin, all that stuff, like 100% agree with. This is a team that they drafted Obi Toppin with a lottery pick, and he's gotten better, and they have not awarded him with the playing time he deserves. And it doesn't make sense to me. This is a lottery pick, right? This isn't. I get it. He's a second rounder. He's a late first, even. You can say, well, Quentin Grimes, he's a late first, so maybe you can understand in year two him not starting and getting consistent starting reps.
Top 10.
Right, Toppin was a top 10 pick, right? If I'm not,
eighth overall.
I'm not right. Like I'm not trying to sit here and say that if they start Toppin, they become a championship team, but it's the right move. Like you should make the right move because it's the right move. Like they're gonna be good enough to like be a play-in hopeful, but they're not going to be bad enough to get a great pick. And we're going to be stuck in this same fucking cycle. They need to figure out the direction. They need to just like the worst case scenario with Toppin is you play him, he's not good as a starter, and then you move him back to a bench role. The best case scenario is he's a starter and he becomes a star level player, and now you have a face of the fucking franchise. But instead of doing something like that, instead of having, do you know if Obi Toppin goes out and he's averaging 20 plus points a game, do you realize how much this changes this fucking team if you have him as a starter, running with RJ, running with Brunson, running with Mitchell Robinson,
preach,
with
brother, preach,
or quickly, or I don't give a fuck.
Tell the Lord.
This team is gonna be so good. This team's gonna be
educate
so
the masses.
Not even just good. They're gonna be fun.
Yes,
They're
Lord.
gonna be fun to watch.
Yes.
I just want to watch a fun Knicks team. I want to feel like
Spit,
next
brother.
year there's progress. I want to feel something with this fucking team.
Spit, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like Barrett doesn't. I'm sorry, but Barrett doesn't deserve to be a guy who shoots like 2 shots in a fucking quarter, and then is asked to do 30 other things in the second quarter, and then he has to defend the top guy in the fucking third quarter, and then he's the top, has to be a primary scoring option, and his efficiency isn't great in the fourth quarter. Whatever it may be, like these guys don't have defined roles. If you're RJ Barrett, what is your defined role? What is your defined role? Are you the star of this team? You're the face of this franchise? Are you getting handed the keys? If you're Brunson, you're the guy, you were assigned here to be, a guy who got more touches, and he's done well in that role. Why are you sharing those touches with Randall, who has done nothing but throw,
Tom Thibodeau's the fucking coach.
Because
Tom Thibodeau's fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's the coach. It's the coach. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good rant. And but also shout out to the big Bucky Cam Reddish and I heart. That's all we have to say about the Knicks. But yeah, I really want to talk about the Timberwolves as well, Josh. So just take it away.
Alright, so, okay, so before, I think it was in August, I wrote something about Anthony Edwards. I said, like, that he was, like, a star and that he could be a superstar if he does, like, these things, you know, like, if he's a good mid-range shooter, if he's a good defender and everything. Especially defense, because, you know, they brought in Rudy Gobert, and Rudy Gobert is, I mean, as polarizing as it is, I think we could all agree that he's at least a great defender. Like, I think we can all agree with that.
I think so, yeah.
And coming into this season, like, we're, like, 10 games in. This Wolves team is not good defensively. They're a fucking mess. Like, there's this one clip where D'Angelo Russell forgot that he was even playing in the game, and like the Wolves were playing fucking 4-on-5 against the Suns. It was, I mean, it's kind of hilarious to watch it, but it's like kind of sad at the same time because this was a team that was expected to, I guess, make a playoff run of sorts. You know, they have theoretically, you know, one of the best big man shooters of all time. They have a really good slashing guard that people are calling, you know, like the next Dwayne Wade. They have Rudy Gobert, who's a really good defensive anchor. They have D'Angelo Russell to like facilitate the offense. And they have all these pieces, and for some reason, their offense is so fucking awful to watch. Like, okay, so their coach is Chris Finch, I think?
Yes.
Something along those lines. But like, what is he doing? Like some of the stuff that he's running, or some of the things that, like, he's doing on offense just don't make sense. He's putting out lineups that don't work. Like when you're playing Cat and Gobert specifically at the same time, it's been shown over and over again throughout this season that it doesn't work. And he keeps insisting on it. A lot of the plays just are super stagnant. Like, I don't know, my brain just hurts watching this team. Like, it doesn't make sense why they're so bad with the talent that they have.
It's just, I feel like it's a problem of cohesion. I think it might get better as time goes on, but it's just kind of frustrating. It's just, that's the overall thing, frustrating. They traded away a big piece of most of their future, and this was supposed to be finally the year. The West was wide open. The Lakers, LeBron isn't the same. This was supposed to be the year they have to take. They took that step and started making those deep playoff runs. And the way they can always bounce back. It's still very early in the season. But fuck is it frustrating. But yeah, and then I also want to talk about not two surprising teams, but one surprising team. How the fuck is Utah 10-3? And they've Utah. And they've also played the most road games so far. So it's just wow. Just who's coaching them right now?
Quinn Snyder.
It's still Quinn Snyder. I mean, I guess that was a little too hard.
I think I'm pretty sure it's Quinn Snyder. I don't think he. Wait, did he? Is it Quinn Snyder?
I don't know.
Unless he left. Hold on.
It's Will Hardy.
Will Hardy.
Oh, so they have
he's like 34. He's pretty young.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ. Is he the McVay? Is he the McVay of the NBA?
I honestly have no idea because I'm not sure if his like coaching tree or whatever.
I think he was from the Celtics. He's a young guy.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, he was.
The
He was the
Celtics have a
Celtics.
lot of good young coaches.
He was with the Celtics. And he was with the Spurs and the Celtics. So.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, what, Lauri Markkanen is like playing
Fucking
like Dirk
balling
Nowitzki now
out of his
or some
mind.
shit.
I mean,
like, I don't know how to explain what's going on.
I do believe
Like,
he got what's his name? He
It
got
doesn't even
fucked
make
over.
sense. Like,
and,
none of this makes sense.
Yeah, he did get fucked over a bit, and he was giving up on way too early.
I mean,
but
they don't
at
even
the
have
same
like
time,
a player I would consider what happened?
No, but I was saying at the same time, the Lauri is using this opportunity to ball out. So I'm happy for him. Although he didn't fully live up to expectations with Chicago, I feel like they did give up on him a little too early. So I'm really glad he's balling the fuck out. In the NBA, it's coming a little harder to tank because you have some. It's still probably the easiest sport to tank in besides maybe baseball, but there's a lot of young guys who are used to, and you still have some veterans in Utah who are used to a winning culture, and a lot of young guys who are hungry to prove themselves, and a young coach who's hungry to prove himself.
So it's like a perfect storm kind of thing.
Exactly. Like same thing. I mean, kind of with the Jets. You have young guys proving themselves, and you have older vets who want to win, and then you have a coach who wants to win, and they're all motivated, and they could easily go and tank, get a good prospect, and try to load up for next year, but they're setting the culture now, and we're not backing down. We're gonna go make this playoff run, and we're gonna be good for years, and we're gonna bet on ourselves. I think that's what I see from them. Yeah, but then all right. So moving on for our last NBA topic, I just want to run through the jerseys. So we're gonna do this on a scale of how we feel about the jerseys on a scale of 1 to 5 tomatoes.
I,
All right. So for my top three, I love the Pacers one so much. The Pacers one, it's new, it's innovative, and it's something different. And I also do love the sponsor, the Motorola sponsorship. I don't know, it just really fits the jersey. Um,
yeah, I see that.
yeah. I
Um,
also really fuck with my number two. It has to be Chicago. Something about the red and white, just classic. Just bringing it brings it back. Like it's
yeah,
and my number three. The Memphis one. I feel like it's fuck Memphis. I don't like Memphis as a city, as a team, but I love that jersey. It really profound. Like I love when jerseys are able to go off the culture that they come from. But what about you, Josh? What are your top three jerseys?
okay, so like off the top of my head, or like from what I'm seeing, I'd say my third favorite is probably the Houston one. I mean, it's kind of like a throwback retro thing that they've been doing, but like it always works.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't really complain about it. The second one I'd say is the Chicago jersey. I really like if you look at the details, like the stripes and everything, like and around the edges, it works out. It works really well. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
It's like simultaneously like super simplistic, but like also like really cool
Yeah.
to look at. So
Yeah.
I like that. I guess my final pick would be I don't know. That's hard. I'd probably go with the Lakers one.
Ooh.
Like the purple and white. I don't know. I think that combo works really well, and I like the simple font and stuff. But I don't know. A lot of these jerseys just aren't that good. Let's be for real.
All right. So Ryan, what's your top three looking like?
Okay, so I got for number one. I went with Houston's. I don't know why. I really like Houston's. I just do. I think I don't know. I feel like I feel like if I were someone into buying jersey, which I usually don't buy many jerseys, I feel like Houston's one of those that I might buy. Number two, this is biased. I'm gonna go with the Knicks one. I actually really like it.
I do like it, but it just doesn't convince me more than the other ones.
No, I get it. I just, I'm biased as well. So, I'm just going based on the ones I would consider purchasing, and that's one I would consider purchasing. And number three, I actually really like Washington's. I
Yes.
like, I like the cherry blossom kind of theme. I know that the Nationals did this as well.
Mhm.
I kind of like it. I don't think, I just didn't want to, pick ones that you guys went with.
Exactly,
because
that was
I
my
didn't wanna
problem.
overlap
Yeah.
too much. But I also do I do genuinely like these three jerseys.
Yeah, like Washington is certainly I was gonna say that, but I felt like you guys were gonna say that. But as honorable
Yeah, I like
mention,
Washington.
honorable mentions definitely Dallas. I love that. Dallas and Sacramento. Sacramento really deserves a shout out for that, for the side design and then the gray and purple. All right, so then for my bottom three, I'd say probably bottom three Spurs. I don't like that teal on the Spurs. It doesn't look right.
It goes hard, man. Come on.
Yeah. Actually, no, never mind. Fuck that. The Suns one is worse. Yeah, Suns.
That one
Suns
is
three.
ugly as fuck.
Number two, the 76ers one, that just looks stupid. It looks like a little kid on Pixar or some shit. And then number one, I feel like this is gonna be unanimous. The fucking Warriors, man. That is one of the worst jerseys I've ever seen in a very long
Like
time.
it would be okay if it's like just that
Like that's
simple
a my
flower.
team. That's a
But
fucking.
then like when you have like the flower thing at the
Yeah.
bottom as well, that's like
That's
a
a
full
fuck.
picture.
I'll
It's
tell
like,
you
come on.
exact. I'll tell you that. That's a fucking my team jersey. That's exactly what it is. That's a my team jersey.
No, that's so accurate as well though.
But yeah, and also I just want to say fuck Miami for doing the same thing every year. Grow the fuck up. Josh, what's your bottom three?
Okay, so the Suns one definitely isn't good, but I kind of want to like switch things up a bit.
Sure.
I think the Nets jersey is not that good. I mean, it's like the same iteration of the stuff they've been doing for like 3 years, and it doesn't work. Especially in the white, I don't know, it just doesn't look like that. The second one is, the Warriors one is obviously just really bad. I can't even. I don't know what else to add to it. It just doesn't look good. Like if a player wears it, it looks even worse because it's like an actual. I don't know. Like you can't see the details as well if you watch it. And the final one. I mean, probably the Minnesota one, mainly because it's like, there's nothing going on. It's like colors and that's like I get that there's like a reason to it. like I think every single jersey has like their own scheme that ties into like the city and stuff. But like I don't know, this looks way too simple.
Yeah, fair enough. And then, all right, so last up, Ryan, what is your bottom three? What is your bottom three?
Okay, so I don't like the Nets one. I think the Nets one looks stupid. I think it has that. It's just like there's nothing cool about it. There's nothing classic about it. It just looks stupid. The Cleveland one I don't like very much. I think just land. Like, come on, like
No,
that's
fair enough.
it's just stupid.
That's fair.
And then I couldn't pick one that you guys didn't pick. That I thought was pretty ugly. I really hate the Miami one. I really hate
that.
the Miami one.
You all hate the Washington one as well?
I love it.
Or not?
I love it. I feel it looks beautiful.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I
don't really have any strong opinions on that.
Fair. All right. So now we're heading into our closing, but every 10 episodes we're gonna do something special. So for the 10th episode this time, we're gonna do a Hall of Fame induction. So we're gonna each induct 2 people into the Accidental Sportswashing Hall of Fame, and over time we're gonna just add to it, just because we want to honor our legends. So this week I'm inducting Barry Bonds. He's gonna be the first. He deserves it. Fucking go, one of the best players in all sports. And my number 2, I forgot his name, but the dude who threw the shit at Ted Cruz the other day, he's my other induction.
Oh, I was gonna mention him. I have to have it bookmarked somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Oh yes,
I think it was like
I tweeted it out on the account page.
He threw like a beer can, right?
yes.
Yeah, Joseph
where
Halm.
is it?
I found it.
Oh my gosh.
Joseph Halm Archiakono. He's an absolute legend. So
Yeah.
him, Joseph, and Barry Bonds are my 2 Hall of Famers. How are you feeling, Josh? Who are your Hall of Famers?
Okay, so my first Hall of Fame nominee is going to be my roommate, who single-handedly created my fantasy team, and that fantasy team is 7-2.
Okay.
So, and he's like probably the biggest fantasy football nerd I've ever met. Like, he had like spreadsheets and everything. Like, he knows way too much. Let's just say that. He's a great guy also. Second person, I was also gonna mention that dude mainly because like I thought it was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I probably need to think about that. But so, can you come back to me or something?
All right. Ryan, do you have any inductees yet, or do we have to?
Oh, okay. So I was gonna go with the guy you mentioned that threw the beer can at the Ashes, but you already inducted him, so I have a backup plan. Don't worry. My first guy, I'm gonna go with Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez became a fucking man in the postseason. From Delo Mio, Dominican. I love him. So shout out my dog.
Que lo que,
mami? Exactly, and he prevented Philly from winning a World Series, which I think is a good thing for society.
Oh yes.
So we are big Framber enjoyers here, and then my backup plan in case any of my first 2 guys were inducted. I want to give some love. I wanted to give some love to the Hart Dog. Hardenstein has been someone that I was like big on the off season. I think he's played well so far. I think. I know Hall of Fame may be a little bit much for a backup center, but I love him, and so and I love the Knicks, and it's
if we're gonna do that, okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right.
I was gonna say Shaden Sharp because he's actually been the most enjoyable player I've seen all season. Like he's like the most athletic motherfucker I've ever seen. Like he jumps out of the building, and like he's a good shooter. He's good at getting to the rim. He's just really fun to watch, and I think the discourse around him was like super negative because like, oh, he skipped college, blah blah blah. But like, yeah, I'm rooting for him a lot, and I think he should be added in.
I'm kind of breaking my own rules here, but I do have one final introduction. I don't know how to say his name, Bo or Bauer or whatever it is, but Ix Corrick's dog. He's our honorary non-human inductee.
I love Bow.
I see the dog everywhere, and he's a fucking goat. So he's our last inductee for now. But
wait, what like is he associated with specifically?
You don't know him. You don't know him. I
Oh,
explained.
Nah,
yeah,
that's
okay.
a legendary dog. You know, like that dog, man.
You've
that
definitely
was-
seen the
that was
dog. You've seen
legendary.
the dog before, but yeah.
Of course.
But yeah.
Okay.
That's it for a very interesting and special episode 10. Hope here's to 10 million more. Once again, as I say this every fucking week, if you are listening to this past the hours of 8 p.m., go the fuck to sleep if you aren't already. Have a wonderful rest of your day, life, and until next time, we are the Accidental Sports Watching Podcast.